When you have a strong personality, you might not notice it, but everyone around you will. However, the issue with people who have strong personalities is that not everyone will like them. If you are a man, some women might find you attractive, but some of your friends will probably say you are arrogant out of jealousy. A woman with a strong personality, on the other hand, as studies show, is more likely to be seen as a threat by other men. Of course, there are still men who appreciate an intelligent and stubborn woman. If you don't understand this, you might end up feeling like an odd person. Understanding that the reason people react to you in a certain way is because you intimidate them can help clarify what's happening beneath the surface and help you deal better with those situations. Here are 8 signs that you have a strong personality that others might find intimidating. First, you prefer to be rational rather than follow the crowd. There is nothing more intimidating than someone who can quickly identify flaws in deeply rooted beliefs, presenting an argument so logical that it cannot be contested, which makes others feel embarrassed. Sharp and calculating people who surround others with an apparent hyper-awareness can unintentionally intimidate. Psychiatrist Grant Brenner states that even if you thank these people or blindly defend their irrational beliefs, the discomfort will remain. As the ancient German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer wisely put it in his Counsels and Maxims, a man is loved by others mainly to the extent that he moderates his claim on their good feelings and intelligence. Most people, especially those emotionally immature, prefer to be right than to have their egos hurt. If you repeat this rationality a few times, you might even end up with a nickname like Mr. Smarthead for being the one who always points out others' flaws. Second, validation from others is not important to you. When you don't need others' approval to do anything, you are on a completely different level of power. The person who doesn't need validation does what they feel is right, regardless of what others think. This is the kind of person who easily says no to going out on a Friday night because they have more important things to do. Or the girl who will tell you to your face when you're doing something wrong, not caring if it might ruin the friendship. Schopenhauer also wrote that nothing unsettles people more than the thought that you do not depend on them. When you don't need validation to pursue what you want, it means you have achieved a high level of emotional maturity and self-awareness. You don't need people to give you a thumbs up to know that the step you are taking is the right one. In most cases, people like that are admired and their opinions respected. But some might find your self-confidence intimidating because it's a trait they don't possess themselves. Third, you have strong moral codes. The most intimidating thing about people with solid moral codes is that they cannot be influenced by the same temptations and manipulations that work on other people. For example, imagine an attractive woman who is used to getting what she wants by using her charms and seduction, but who suddenly encounters a new boss at work who only sees her level of incompetence. Immediately, she will feel embarrassed, and her respect for this boss will increase. People with strong moral codes are seen as anomalies in a society accustomed to corruption. They are not conformists. They diverge from the factions created by society and represent a threat, especially to those who are used to doing wrong without consequences. As Denzel Washington said, some people will never like you because your spirit irritates their demons. Fourth, you don't mind being alone. People who are comfortable in their own company naturally seem to be non-needy and are seen as mysterious. And because they can be alone, they become more selective about whom they build friendships with, which only adds to their unique personality. As Schopenhauer wrote, the more a man has in himself, the less he will want from others. A high degree of intellect tends to make a person more reserved and sometimes antisocial. For this, it is necessary to have an organized mind and emotional maturity to handle moments of self-criticism. Your peace of mind and the opinion you have of yourself need to be more important than what others think. Perhaps you have grown tired of the drama that comes with attachment to other people, and now, what others do with their lives no longer affects you. You lead your own life and take full responsibility for all your choices and mistakes. Fifth, you can have difficult conversations. Most people prefer to avoid confrontations, letting anger and resentment build up in their minds. Therefore, when they encounter someone who addresses these issues directly, it surprises them. Suddenly, they become more careful about how they treat this person. The ability to have difficult conversations is based on all the previously mentioned traits. You cannot be a people pleaser and at the same time be able to have these conversations. People who need validation will hardly risk offending someone, as they are more concerned with pleasing. However, when you point out people's mistakes directly, you demonstrate your strength of character. They recognize that you are someone with strong moral principles who does not mind displeasing as long as it is in the name of truth. Sixth, you stand out in group settings. When you enter a room or join a group, people often look at you or interrupt their conversations. This is a sign that your personality might be strong and perhaps a bit intimidating. You don't try to draw attention, but your presence is powerful enough that others notice when you are around. This doesn't mean you are loud or overwhelming, but rather that you emit a vibe that suggests confidence and self-sufficiency. Some people might hesitate to approach you because they feel that self-confidence and strength. When they engage in conversations with you, they usually give their best, which demonstrates the respect they have for your character and presence. Seventh, your words have relevance. When you speak, do others listen attentively? This is another sign of a strong and intimidating personality. Your words seem to have an impact, whether giving advice or sharing an opinion. It's not just what you say, but how you say it. Your tone and manner of speaking make your words resonate, giving them extra weight. This doesn't mean you are always serious or authoritative, but when you decide to speak, you do so with purpose and consideration. People recognize this quality and often reflect on your opinions before responding. They know that your words are well thought out, which can make conversations with you more intense, but also more rewarding. Eighth, you are decisive and direct. The ability to make decisions quickly and clearly can be a hallmark of a strong personality. You usually know what you want and are not afraid to make your choices clear. This determination can be intimidating to those who are more indecisive or who prefer to avoid the spotlight. Your ability to be direct and clear about your intentions sets you apart. Your straightforwardness is useful in many situations, especially in professional environments or when a quick decision is needed. People may be surprised by the speed and confidence with which you assess a situation and make a decision. However, they generally appreciate this trait when they see the positive results of your determination. It's not about being bossy, but rather being clear and efficient in your actions and interactions. In conclusion, everything great comes at a price. Having a strong personality may make you seem intimidating to some people, but it can also make you an easy target for jealousy, envy, and in some cases, alienation. If you naturally have an intimidating personality, it would be wise to play your cards well with others. For example, consider not correcting people's mistakes in public in a way that humiliates them. Nobody likes to feel diminished. You can have a strong personality and still be polite. As Arthur Schopenhauer also wisely wrote, to make enemies through unnecessary and intentional rudeness is as foolish as setting fire to your house, for politeness is like a false coin with which it is foolish to be stingy. Thank you very much for watching this far, and I hope to see you in the next video.